Hello there, and welcome to the ultimate business process management and business process modeling 2.0 course. In this first lesson, we are going to be looking at what business process management is, as we're going to set the context for the further lessons to come. It is important to understand business process management before we can progress any further in this course. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get started.
What is business process management? Business process management is the definitive overseeing of how work is done in an organization to ensure consistent outcomes and to take advantage of improvement opportunities. In this context, it is good to point out the term improvement can be interpreted differently by every individual organization. For example, certain organizations may consider improvement as reducing costs or reducing execution times or error rates. It all depends on what an individual organization considers as improvement to their organization. Now, business process management is not about improving the way individual activities are performed. Rather, it is about managing entire chains of events, activities, and decisions that ultimately add value to the organization and to its customers. These chains of events, activities, and decisions collectively are what we call processes. Every organization has to manage various different processes. For example, an order to shipment, a quote to order, an issue to resolution, an application to approval. Amongst others, these are all various different types of processes that take place in an organization. Let's look further at what is necessary or the necessities of a business process. What needs to be there for a business process to be evident? Business processes encompass a number of events and activities. This is the basis of business process management. Events correspond to things that happen atomically, meaning that they have no time connection to them. For example, the arrival of new chairs and tables at a school is an event. The director of the school then inspects the tables. This is an activity in the sense that the inspection takes time. When an activity is rather simple and can be seen as one single unit of work, we call it a task. For example, if the inspection by the director is quite simple, just checking the materials received is the same amount corresponding to what was ordered, we can say that the inspection was in actual fact a task. If, on the other hand, the equipment inspection requires many steps, such as checking the numbers, are the chairs comfortable, are all the tables and chairs stable, are there any evident flaws, etc., these are all called activities. Additionally, apart from events and activities, a typical process involves decision points. That is, points in time when a decision is made that affects the way a process is executed. Let's take, for example, the director is unhappy with the inspection outcomes and decides to return the materials. This decision affects what happens later on in the process. Moreover, a process also involves actors. Actors can be humans, organizations, software, physical objects, immaterial objects that are involved in the process itself. Finally, the execution of a process leads to one or several outcomes. Ideally, an outcome should deliver value to the actors involved in the process. For example, if the material is returned, no value will be created. Therefore, a negative outcome will be evident, as opposed to a positive outcome. For example, a positive outcome will deliver value to the customer, in this case, the director and the school itself. Finally, it is important to remember that the one who consumes the output also plays a significant role, the customer. Sometimes there are multiple customers. Let's take, for example, the process of selling a house. In this process, there are many different actors. There is a buyer, a seller, a real estate agent, mortgage providers, a notary. The outcome of this process is a sale. This sale outcome provides value to not only the buyer, but also the other beneficiaries, the other actors who are also seen as customers in this process. So it is important to not forget about the customer as well when creating business processes. So I hope that you now have a general understanding as to what business process management is. In the next lesson, we're going to be looking at business process modeling and notation.